Yes, you do.
All right, I can do that. Although I took a flu shot today, I'm a little fuzzy.
Took a flu shot 2
Welcome
days
to
ago.
PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, Brian Kelly's out. Kim Scatterbull is down, and the World Series is back. But we begin today with what was a pretty ordinary day in the NFL yesterday, probably the first time all year. But there were a few extraordinary individual performances that bear discussing. At one point, Jordan Love completed 20 passes in a row as Green Bay went to Pittsburgh and beat old Packer Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers convincingly. Drake May got New England its fifth win in a row, went 18 of 24 for 282 yards and 3 touchdowns in an easy victory over Cleveland. Bo Nix threw for 4 touchdowns, led Denver to 44 points against Dallas, and Jonathan Taylor rushed for 153 yards and 12 carries, ran for 2 touchdowns, caught a 3rd touchdown as Indianapolis obliterated Tennessee. Wilbon, use your voice sparingly. Which performance were you most impressed by?
Jonathan Taylor is my runner-up because running backs were forgotten, and he is like he could have played in that era where every good team was.
Don't steal my stuff. I'm going there. Don't steal my stuff.
I haven't looked at your notes yet, but I'm gonna go with Love. I'm gonna go with him. I did something last night I've done maybe 3 times in 60 years. I rooted for the Cheeseheads.
Oh, you did?
I rooted for the Cheeseheads because I would rather anybody on God's earth win a game than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So I rooted for Love. And you know what, Tony? At the beginning of the year, it seemed presumptuous and a little silly when a lot of people started mentioning him for preseason for MVP. He hadn't done
Well, you had them in the Super Bowl after week 1.
I did.
Okay?
He had, and they looked like they could be. He hadn't done anything to justify that much confidence. But when you complete 20 in a row, you're down 2 scores and you play like it. He was so unflappable. Yeah. And he made every throw, and they seem effortless at his size. He's got to be, 6'5.5"? He's a big dude. And I just loved it that Aaron Rodgers had to settle for a hug and a goodbye.
Yeah, so I thought all the quarterbacks were uniformly good.
They were terrific.
Love did what I expected. He rose to the moment. He is that good. Drake May,
He might be that good. He's getting there.
Drake May has done this all year, right? He's done this all year. The combination of Drake May and Mike Vrabel has turned that team around.
Yeah.
The Patriots are turned around. Bo Nix was Sean Payton's specific choice in the draft to be the quarterback of that team. They are now 6-2, the same as New England. Bo Nix was the 6th quarterback picked in that draft, all in the first round. May was the 3rd. What a draft. Those two, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix Jr., and J.J. McCarthy. It's a great draft. But I'm old as you are old, and I'm old school as you are old school. And so when a running back does that, in a pass-happy era, when a running back has a night like that or a day like that, I concentrate on that. He made that impossibly great 80-yard run where he tight ropes on the sidelines. It's absolutely fabulous. But also, he had 73 other yards in 11 other carries, which means, Mike, that even on his bad carries, he was almost 7 yards per. A couple of stats that you're going to love. He now has 12 touchdowns in 8 games. He has 63 touchdowns in 75 games. Here's the list of the people ahead of that all time. Jim Brown, Emmitt Smith, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Adrian Peterson. Okay? I mean, and let us be fair here. I know you don't think there's a great team out there. Indianapolis is 7-1.
They've got a great offense.
Indianapolis,
see the rest
with
of
him and Daniel Jones, they have been spectacular.
They got
and the
receivers.
Giants cut Daniel Jones. How's that working out?
Everything the Colts
on offense.
have, everything.
They do. Most surprising team in the league by far.
Got to be.
Most surprising.
Let's move then to college football and LSU's firing of your boy Brian Kelly.
My boy.
The move came after the Tigers fell by 24 at home to 3rd-ranked Texas A&M. LSU is 5-3 this season, 2-3 in the SEC. Overall, Kelly went 34-14, still has $54 million left on his deal.
Wow.
Tony, does this move make sense to you? And what does it say about Kelly, about LSU, and about college football?
Does it make sense? It makes sense right now because of all these firings. We are witnessing a 100-year flood. We've never seen anything like this before.
Because it never happened.
They fired Mike Gundy after 3 games. They fired James Franklin after 6 games. They fired Napier after 7 and a win. And also, UCLA, Virginia Tech, Arkansas, Oregon State. In a normal year, I think Kelly might survive till the end of the year. Because to be fair, here are the 3 teams he's lost to are now ranked number 3, number 7, and number 9 in the country, right? But a feeding frenzy has been created, and LSU, as you would have expected, has jumped in. This is a failure for Brian Kelly. Objectively, this is a failure. And on a very personal level, it's a significant failure because he was at Notre Dame. Notre Dame can win a national championship. We've seen them win national championships. And he left specifically to go to LSU to win a national championship because he knew they'd won them before his national championship. That's how he looked at it. And he promised he was going to get his national championship. Well, they have lost. Three games this year. He has never been in the playoffs. So this is a real failure.
Yeah. Part of this makes me smile a little bit because he was so arrogant about it, about the transition. I'm going to leave Notre Dame and go someplace that I can win a national championship. Do you think the rest of us are fools?
That's right.
And he sort of got what was coming. Now, is it the right move? Probably not. Because LSU, like so many other schools, are led by administrators and boosters who are so damn arrogant themselves.
And
they
rich.
think it's their birthright. Not all of them are rich. Let's not make LSU stand for.
They're coming up with this money. They're coming up with the money.
They got enough people to come up with the money. But Tony, don't tell me they can automatically, just because everybody else had won a championship in 4 years, Orgeron, Saban,
and Miles.
Don't tell me that they are automatically going to find the coach who's going to deliver a championship in a couple of years.
Let me tell you something.
So is it the right, one thing, the 100-year flood? Tony, it's never happened. College football has never been this.
I watched as A&M put, was it 35 in a row in the second half?
Yeah.
35 points in a row in LSU. In Death Valley, on a Saturday night, right, which never happens. That doesn't happen.
Supposed to.
Okay? And I went to sleep confident that Brian Kelly would be fired before I woke up in the morning.
You're right.
I missed by a few hours. because it was early in the afternoon.
They were already talking.
But they were working on it overnight because you know what about LSU? They don't wait long. They don't wait long.
Where does Kelly go next?
I have no idea.
Because you know he's not going to not coach.
He should coach. He's a good coach. James Franklin's a good coach, you know. But this was the arrogance of pride.
Yes.
The arrogance of pride. Let's move to the World Series in Game 3 tonight in Los Angeles with the Dodgers starting Tyler Glasnow and the Blue Jays starting the Warrior God, Max Scherzer. Series is tied 1-1. Toronto won Game 1 with hitting. The Dodgers won Game 2 with starting pitching. Wilbon, what have you learned so far?
I'm afraid your boy may be reduced to Warrior Prince. I don't know that he can be Warrior God anymore.
It's a tough matchup.
Yeah, well, he's 41 years old. But Tony,
sounds good to me. 41.
Okay.
Sounds good to you.
Not if we were standing on the rubber. When is the last time you stood out there and tried to reach home plate?
It's been a long time.
Okay. Okay, you and I both thrown out ceremonials.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a long time.
All right. So, pitching won Game 1, hitting won Game 2. As long as the Dodgers can have their starter.
No. Pitching won Game 2, hitting won Game 1.
I'm sorry, I reversed it.
I know. I understand that.
As long as the Dodgers can have a starting pitcher out there.
That's right. Go 7, 8, 9.
Yeah. They're in it.
That's right.
But if they have to go to a bullpen whose postseason ERA is 5.3, they're going down.
So here's
here's
what we have learned collectively. We have learned that the Achilles heel of the Dodgers is their bullpen.
Yes.
I talked to Buster Olney today, had him on the podcast today. And Buster, you know, he used the phrase, the circle of trust. And he said, Dave Roberts, the circle of trust in a bullpen is only 2 guys. It's only Sasaki and Blake Trinan, and I pointed out I watched Blake Trinan in Washington. I don't know that I'd be that presumptuous.
Blake Trinan, yeah.
But their starters have to go 7, 8, 9. Blake Snell was over 30 pitches in the first inning, and that was an ominous sign because the bullpen collapsed. And then Yamamoto went 9 again, and they won Game 2 in a row. So, yes, but then he was averaging almost 10 pitches in 5, 6, 7, 8 or something like that. I think Glasnow has to go 7 or 8. And Glasnow has been hurt this year. That's a tough task to have him do. But I mean, they have to do that. They cannot go to the bullpen.
Don't you think this is a long series because of the small margin of error?
I think it's a long series because we are watching two completely opposite teams, and that's fun.
They seem to be.
They have different strengths.
Yeah.
Toronto can hit. Toronto fouls a lot of pitches off. They go deep into counts.
But
they don't strike out much.
Lineup for 2 years. Where's the top of that order?
Who's?
Other than Shohei's bombs, where is the top of the Dodger
This is
order?
the problem. The top of the Dodger order with 3 Hall of Famers is now batting, I wrote this down, 239. 239 in the playoffs. They've got to be better than that.
Yeah.
They've got to be better than that.
Games at home.
So, you say to yourself, well, they also have 3 in a row, and you can burn out your bullpen 3 in 3 days. You say to yourself, Game 3 is usually pivotal. I don't think it is here. I think the matchup is such that I'm not sure it's pivotal. Let's take a break. Coming up, the Jets get their first win of the season. Yeah, I saw that. But did the Ravens or Dolphins have an even bigger one?
And was Vandy's win over Missouri the most compelling on the college football?
Do you have tea? Because you're really
I got
raspy.
tea and honey.
What do you think this is from?
Tea and honey.
Screaming?
Screaming at football.
Not at the family.
Big losses.
Not at the family.
Northwestern Bears.
Oh, yeah.
Screaming.
Yeah, I understand.
Pod.
Trying to find out what's rankling the riffraff in mail time. Let me see what's first. Put on the glasses, start to read. Biggest win for a struggling team, Jets, Ravens, or Dolphins?
Ravens. The Ravens are the only team that we're going to talk about beyond like today. All right? So let me just go back to the Jets for a second. You know, I love Justin Fields. I root for Justin Fields no matter what uniform he's in, and I root for him specifically. I couldn't possibly root for their owner, who I find loathsome at times. So I'm rooting for Justin Fields despite the owner. But the Ravens is the answer to your questions. The Ravens understood and spoke of it before the game. This is a playoff game. We have to win it. They went out there and beat the Bears to it, and they're back in the mix.
You don't want to
in
mention
that
the
division.
Dolphins? You don't
Not
care?
particularly.
Okay. So this show is based on fundamental disagreement. I have no disagreement. The answer here is the Ravens. And the reason is because they can actually still make the playoffs in their terrible division, and the other two teams cannot.
That's right.
Okay. It's nice that the Jets got a win. I watched that. It was the most exciting game on the board yesterday.
That was some game.
In the fourth quarter, it was wonderful to watch, and it made me smile that no matter who the Cincinnati quarterback is, they can score 38 and lose.
Wow.
Joe Flacco deserved to win that game. The defense is terrible. Nice to see the Dolphins get a win because we had parked them on the side of the road for a few weeks. Tua had a good game, 4 touchdown passes, and did not insult any of his teammates.
But they're still parked there.
But it is the Baltimore Ravens to win a game without Lamar, to beat a pretty good team. The Bears are a pretty good team. Now they're home. They're home in Baltimore.
They should win that game.
They should
coming off a bye.
They should.
They were 8-1 in their last 9 games.
To win without Lamar Jackson is a huge boost to the team. And had they lost that game, even in their lousy division, I would have said they were done. So I do. I mean, I agree with you. It's
Hundley,
Baltimore.
just to point out something. The last time the Bears and Ravens played in 2021, Hundley, not Lamar, beat them.
Is that right?
So
That's
this is habitual. Just 4 years ago. College football. Beyond Texas A&M beating LSU, which we already talked about, what was the most compelling result of the college football weekend?
Okay, so number one to me is Alabama. Alabama wins late in South Carolina on the road. They score a touchdown. They have a fabulous 2-point conversion on an option play to tie the game, which I then think is then going into overtime. But they get the ball back with under 2 minutes to go, where they go 38 yards down the field and they won. That's a big win for them. Number two for me is Indiana. Indiana destroyed UCLA. They beat them by 50 points. Indiana does not take its foot off the gas with Cignetti. And obviously,
You kind of raise your eyebrows at that.
I did it earlier in the year in Illinois. Well, yeah, he's out there. He wants a lot of points. He obviously said to this team, there's going to be no letdown here, kids. And if you don't think coaching matters with Cignetti.
I'm going to go off-road a bit. And first of all, let me give a big hug to Vandy and Georgia Tech.
Oh, yeah.
Every week, when they keep up historic wins, Vandy beating Mizzou, got into this record 7-1 for the first time since the 1940s.
There was no points in the first half.
And Georgia Tech 8-0 for the first time since 1966.
Yeah.
But I'm going further off-road than that.
Where are you going?
BYU over Utah.
Okay.
BYU's undefeated.
Yep.
They're ranked 8. But they're going to play at Texas Tech in 2 weeks. And Texas Tech is ranked right behind them. Come on, that's a big game, and it's off of the Big Ten SEC beaten path. I like to see this. I want to see whether or not BYU or Texas Tech has a chance at or in the playoffs.
So I believe this is true that the Big 12, which we think of as a non-conference most of the time, has a lot of ranked teams this year.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they should.
They have a lot of ranked teams. So you didn't mention any Big 10 stuff. You didn't Indiana?
Well, you took Indiana.
Would you have taken it?
That was the only one.
Okay.
That was the only one.
Enough email. Let's try one last break, or take one last break if I could read. But still to come, the Chiefs try to make it 3 wins in a row tonight.
And will the Lakers be okay without Luka? Northwestern got hosed at Nebraska by the Big Ten officiating crew, which was too gutless to make a call.
Really?
Gutless to make a call late. A holding call on a would-be touchdown pass. They didn't make it. People should be suspended. Now, I just mentioned.
Is that how your voice got like this?
Yes.
Okay.
Screaming.
At the TV?
I didn't even scream at Mike Gleason, no. I did not scream at our.
Pardon the interruption is presented by the refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Please drink responsibly. Part of Happy Hour.
Happy time, people. Happy 66th birthday, Rick Carlisle. We go back a long way with Carlisle, to when he played for Terry Holland at UVA, back to when all three of us had hair. Carlisle was a nice player at Virginia, playing with Ralph Sampson, but Carlisle's basketball acclaim comes from coaching, not playing, though he was on the 1986 world champion Boston Celtics. Carlisle coaches the Pacers, who he guided to the NBA Finals last season and might have won had Tyrese Halliburton not torn his Achilles. Carlisle won an NBA title coaching Dallas and Dirk Nowitzki in 2011. Previously, Carlisle had been Coach of the Year in Detroit in 2002. Before he left Dallas, Carlisle was the third longest tenured coach in the league, behind Greg Popovich in San Antonio and Eric Spoelstra in Miami.
Quick story. Back when I was doing the lion's share of covering University of Virginia and Ralph and Rick Carlisle, I would quote this young guy all the time, Rick Carlisle, who wasn't even starting. And you and our dear boss, George Solomon, would say, don't you know there's a guy named Ralph Sampson on that team?
Talk to him.
Why are you quoting this Carlisle kid all the time?
Well, it turns out.
Worked out pretty good scouting by me, right?
Very good. Very good.
He's a great coach, Rick Carlisle.
Happy anniversary, David Freese. On this day 14 years ago, in Game 6 of the World Series, the Cardinals' third baseman hit a game-tying 2-run triple with 2 out in the 9th against Texas. 2 innings later, Freese hit a walk-off home run, which sent the Game 7, which the Cardinals would win. In that 2011 postseason, Freese batted .397, 25 hits, 5 home runs, 8 doubles in that triple, and drove in 21 runs in 18 games. Think about that.
Crazy.
Freese had an OPS of 1.258. For all this, Freese won MVP awards in both the NLCS and the World Series, and he won the Babe Ruth Award as MVP of the entire postseason. Ruth's career postseason OPS was 1.214, so that year, David Freese was actually better than the Bambino.
And he was better for the amount to his hometown team. He was a Missouri.
Is he a Missouri
went to
kid?
high school there. And he's been out of baseball for 6 years. But Tony, that one period where he was doing that for the Cardinals,
Tremendous.
It was tremendous.
That's a tremendous run. Happy trails, Cam Scatterbo. The Giants rookie running back dislocated his ankle in Sunday's loss to the Eagles and is out indefinitely, likely for the season. Scatterbo's relentless running style has won him big fans, and the Philly crowd even gave him a standing O as he was carted off the field. Brian Daboll has now lost Scatterbo and Malik Neighbors in what could be a make-or-break season for him.
I don't know that you can get beyond losing both those guys. Because Neighbors, just as a football player, is on a rocket ship. And Scatterbo gave them a certain energy and presence that was undeniable.
Absolutely.
Hated seeing him get hurt.
And he's sort of teamed with Jackson Dart. I mean, people think of him the same way.
No doubt.
We would like to note the passing of Nick Mangold. The longtime Jets center has died of complications from kidney disease at the age of just 41. Mangold made 7 Pro Bowls with the Jets. He was an Ironman who played 5 seasons before missing his first game and missed just 4 games over his first 10 years. Mangold suffered from a rare genetic disorder and recently made a public appeal for a kidney transplant. A couple of things to clean up on BYU. They beat Iowa State this week. They beat Utah the week before, and they are now ranked number 10, not number 8. Let's go to the big finish if we could. Luka out at least a week with a finger sprain and leg contusion. Anthony Edwards out 2 weeks with a right hamstring strain. Bigger loss?
Well, the Lakers are already missing LeBron. I know Austin Reeves went crazy.
51.
But it's still the answer, I think, is Luka. I think it is. The Orioles have hired Craig Albernaz as their new manager. You like this hiring?
Okay. He was a minor league catcher. Every single catcher becomes a manager. If parents want their kids to have a long career in baseball, make them a catcher, because then you go on to being a manager. Cam Boozer had 24 points and 23 rebounds against Tennessee in another Duke exhibition. Is that something or nothing?
Is this different than Cooper Flagg? No.
Is he as good as Cooper Flagg?
These numbers, this production. Lionel Messi scored 2 goals in Inter Miami's 3-1 win over Nashville. You're impressed, right?
So forget if I'm impressed or not. I got text today from Taylor 12.
Oh, wow.
He's angry at you because you said you didn't care about watching this. No. He wants you to go to game 2.
I'd love to
He'll
go.
take you to game 2.
Not game 2,
wants
game
me to
3.
Go. What if there isn't a game?
Can't go to game 2.
Last one, Commanders and
Taylor,
Chiefs tonight.
go.
Who you got, big boy?
There's no Jaden Daniel. You got to go with Kansas City at home. And they're pulling out of it, so you know, not a trap pick for me.
No.
But I got one thing to say to you before we go. Baby girl, put it on me.
Oh, yeah, it's good. Good
You familiar
imitation.
with
We're out of time.
No?
We will try to do better the next time. And Stephen Michael Fader, shout out.
You familiar with John Morant's work? I'm Mike Wilbon.
Ja
Same
Rule.
time tomorrow, Knucklehead.
Wait.
And